And the hope that everybody has, including those who work here, is that you're going to encounter your own awakened heart. And so, how do you get at that? Waking up, seeing things for perhaps the first time. We all need to do that. Part of the work, as we work on ourselves, is to come. We call it coming to terms. You come to see stuff with honesty, as it's true what they say, that no progress is ever made without honesty and humility. But it's hard to kind of look at stuff honestly. What was done to me? What have I done? I remember a homie came to me once and he wanted me to talk his lady down from being angry at him, obviously for some funk that he put her in. And he said, come on, give her the candy-coated realness. And that's how we want our realness. We want it with a big, thick candy coating. And yet it's not like that sometimes. Sometimes it's tough. And as they say in recovery, it takes what it takes. You don't have to hit bottom. Sometimes it requires that, but it doesn't have to happen. And so you wait, and it takes what it takes in recovery. It can be the same as a drug addiction as with gangbanging. It takes what it takes. The birth of a son, the death of a friend, a long stretch in prison. It takes what it takes. And we don't want to romance the drink. We don't want to say or pretend that somehow my drug addiction didn't have an impact on the people I love. It did. And we don't want to pretend that gangbanging was exciting and fun and, boy, I love the adrenaline rush. We don't want no kind of candy-coated realness. We want to come to terms. I asked a homie once, what was it that made his light bulb go off? And he goes, I know exactly what it was. He was telling me he was walking in his neighborhood and he was packing. He had a gun tucked into the front of his pants, and he was walking alone, and he comes to a church, and he stands in front of the church, and he makes the sign of the cross. And as he starts to walk away, there's an old woman standing there selling paletas or chips or something, and she says, can I ask you a question? And he said, sure. She goes, talking to him in Spanish, why was it that right now you were versenándose, Oh, because I was asking God for his protection. And she goes, well, that's funny, because given the terror you bring to this community, we ask God to protect us from you. And that was it. He got rid of the gun, and he walked through these doors. It takes what it takes. Sometimes it's hard. No progress is ever made without honesty and humility. And so we abandon any kind of hope that our realness needs to be candy-coated, because we want to see ourselves as God does. And we want to come to terms. So welcome to your awakened heart.